Hey lady, welcome back to your new favorite talk show for Christian women, Grown Lady Chat, with me, your host, Dr. Sherunda Simone. In today's episode, I'm going to empower, strengthen, teach, enrich, energize, and motivate you to keep going. I have 5 questions that you should ask yourself before you give up. Before I jump into the questions, I want to say welcome if it's your first time tuning in. Make sure you hop in the comments. That way I can give you a proper welcome. And if you are a returning viewer, thank you so very much. GLC is growing. We are expanding. We're going far and wide, and it's because of viewers and supporters like you. Hey lady, are you a woman who loves the Lord and who also enjoys beautiful things? Well, if you are, then you are personally invited to join my exclusive Christian women's group. In this group, we chat about clothes, beauty, home decor, parenting, marriage, cooking, and of course, our Christian walk. It's Christian lifestyle all-encompassing. So be sure to join by clicking the link below. I hope to chat with you soon. Now back to our show. For many years, I struggled with this. Maybe you can relate. You tend to take your success personally, and in the same vein, you take your failures personally. But what I've realized over the years is that your failure is not a direct reflection on you as a person. It does not impact your worth or your value. It does not impact who you are. Instead, it is just a reflection of where you are in the process of accomplishing your goals. So the first question I want you to ask yourself before you give up, before you throw in the towel, ask yourself, am I taking my failures personally? If the answer is yes, there's an easy fix for that, okay? Stop taking it personally. It's not about who you are, it's about what you're doing. Maybe you need to change your strategy. Maybe it's time for a pivot. Maybe it's time for you to redirect your focus and resources. It's not about you personally. Your failures, your setbacks are an indication of where you are in your journey. It's not about who you are as a person. Most women have a problem with this because we like being in control. We like having our hand in the pot all the time. We like knowing where everything is all the time. We want for people to come to us and ask us for help because we're natural nurturers. That's how God fashioned us. We are helpmates. So we like to give help, but very rarely do we easily accept help. And furthermore, lady, have you asked for help? That's the second question I want you to ask yourself. Have you asked for help? Or are you just assuming that people are supposed to rush and help you? Or maybe even worse, you are not accepting the help that is being offered to you. There are people in your orbit, in your circle, and they have valuable assets that you don't possess. We have got to ask for help because where there are skill gaps, there are people around you who could fill that gap, but are you asking for their help? You refuse to lend yourself to conversations where you're vulnerable and saying, look, I don't know what to do. I'm not sure how to accomplish this goal. I know that I want to go from A to B, but I don't know the steps that are going to get me there. That's a place of vulnerability, but it's also a place of power because you're able to say, here's what I lack. Here's what I bring to the table. And then now how can I fill the gap between what I don't have? How can I fill that gap so that I can keep moving along? This question is one that I constantly have to ask myself. Let me know in the comment section if you are the same way. Lady, are you being impatient? I know. Sometimes it seems as though the vision that you have in your head, the plan that you have, the goal that you have, the God-given direction that you've received, it seems like it's far away and like you're just toiling day in, day out. And it seems as though you're not making any progress, taking 3 steps forward and 4 steps back, right? Trust me, I've been there. But I have got to remind myself that anything good takes time. Anything sustainable takes time. With the way society is, especially with social media and how everything comes within 1 to 2 days, you know, if you have Amazon Prime, you order it in the morning, it's there in the evening. We have become accustomed to microwave success. It's like a shooting star. It's there 1 minute, gone the next. Now, are there exceptions? Absolutely. But It's called an exception because it doesn't often happen. I have found that it is more beneficial to go slow and steady with consistency and to be patient so that I don't burn myself out trying to accomplish an overnight goal that should take me some time to accomplish. It could be a month, 2 months, a year, 2 years, 10 years even. As I was pursuing my medical degree, it took me years. I already knew though that the end result was to be a doctor, to practice medicine. And I went in there knowing that it was going to take time and energy and money and sacrifice, discipline, dedication. I went in there knowing that. And I also went in there realizing that it wasn't going to happen in 1 month. Proverbs 13 verse 20 reads, "Whoever walks with the wise becomes wise, but the companion of fools will suffer harm." You need to ask yourself, who is your inner circle? Who are your fave 5? Who are the people who are influencing your life the most? Birds of a feather flock together. And the Bible clearly tells us in Proverbs that if you surround yourself by wise people, then you will be wise because they're going to influence you. The mere presence of them in your life, you having conversations together, spending time together, fellowshipping, laughing, kikiing, whatever, they're going to influence you. And their wisdom is going to rub off on you, and iron sharpens iron. But if you're surrounding yourself with people who are not in the same mindset as you, and they're not going on the same path as you, they're not encouraging you, they're not challenging you. Even people who are just yes people, they say everything you do is good, but they're not being a constructive, uplifting, critical thinker in your life, that can be very detrimental. And so we have to ask ourselves before we give up, could it be that we are not surrounding ourselves with people who are wise, who are better than us in certain areas? Like if you're the strongest person in your circle, if you're the sharpest tool in your circle, chances are you're getting dull. And that might seem really harsh. And you might say, oh, wow, so I'm gonna have to cut people off. Not necessarily, but you do have to be wise about how you spend your time and with whom you spend your time and who you share your visions with, who you share your goals with. Because what I've realized over the many years of teaching and training on success and accomplishing goals, I've realized that if you take someone's opinion, you're going to get their lifestyle. I'm sure by now you have daydreamed for hours about your life once you accomplish the goal. Let's take, for instance, weight loss. You have already thought about the outfits you're going to wear, the places you're going to go, the things you're going to do, the experiences you're going to have because you feel so much more comfortable. You've already envisioned what your doctor is saying. They're looking at your lab report and demographics and your vitals, and they're saying, oh my goodness, you have done so well. Look at you. You're the beacon of health. You've already envisioned that. And that keeps you going, right? But then sometimes it's not enough. Sometimes you're like, you know what? In heaven, I get a glorified body, so I'll just focus on that, right? Maybe you're thinking, I'm okay. Maybe you have talked yourself out of staying consistent. Yes, we know the good outcome. We understand how that's going to impact us. Going back to the weight loss analogy, what would happen if you truly just said, okay, that's it? How would that impact your family? Because if you're not well and healthy, you can't do what needs to be done to care for your family. You're going to rob your loved ones of precious time with you if you don't take care of yourself. You're going to rob your loved ones, your grandchildren, your own children, of having experiences with you because you're not well enough to participate. So have you thought about the alternative? Have you thought about what would happen if you truly did quit? Who would you be letting down? Yourself, others? God gave you a vision. He gave you a purpose. He gave you a plan. There are people that you're supposed to reach, whether it's on a microscopic level or a macroscopic level. There are people that you are supposed to reach as you are going toward your goal. And even when you have arrived at your destination, there are people there that are waiting for you to show up. Sometimes, we have to scare ourselves straight.
Hey, lady. Are you a woman who loves the Lord and who also enjoys beautiful things? Well, if you are, then you are personally invited to join my exclusive Christian women's group. In this group, we chat about clothes, beauty, home decor, parenting, marriage, cooking, and of course, our Christian walk. It's Christian lifestyle all encompassing. So be sure to join by clicking the link below. I hope to chat with you soon. Now back to our show.
So the final question that I want to share in this episode is, have I considered the alternative? So I want for you to stay encouraged. If you found this episode helpful, make sure that you hop in the comments and let me know. Don't forget to tune in on Thursday for our live episode where we have a grown lady chat. So until next time, remember, I am Dr. Sherunda Simone, and I will either see you at the top or from the top. You decide. Bye.